that song's a banger. Thank you.
What is that actually?
That's from a video game.
That's from a video game?
Yeah. It is cool. Hey, good morning, CSL. My name's Jake. That's Yuri. That's James. And that's Joe. And we're the band. And we're going to get right into it today. Look who's already on stage ready to go. Please give it up for LaVon Hardison. Woo! Oh, guys, this is exciting.
Good morning, peoples. Are you happy to be alive in here? Yeah. And I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is.
Yeah.
I know church isn't here to judge you, but I'm judging you. When I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of. Yeah. When I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of is love, 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 love. When I start my day with peace, I start my day with peace. I feel that sweet release of peace. Talk about it.
Oh yeah, peace. I really love some peace. Whoa, here we are. Are we here? Are we here? Yes. I'm feeling some peace and some love and some microphones here. Yes. Well, usually I start my day with love, and the way I started out is by having my cat purr on top of me. Now, how can you not feel love whenever you have a purring cat on top of you? And then I look around and I see this morning the birds chirping and the sun shining, and I remember that that is God loving me. That is God loving me. And so right here and right now in this place, I declare that there is a place where love is awakened to me. And whenever I'm awakened to the love, I feel peace about my day. I feel some peace, some calm, some joy. I feel a little bit of it, all of that divine goodness. And that's what's here today in me and in you, maybe. Do you have the peace? Let's hear some peace.
Start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. When I start my day with peace, when I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, 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 and mashed potatoes. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, 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 and mashed potatoes. Peace, peace, peace.
And so when I have that peace inside of me, I just think, what else? What other possibility could increase in me? What can I see? What can I feel? What can that be? I think that's a little joy. I think I want me some joy today. So I'm going to start my day with some joy. How about you?
When I start my day with joy, when I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. When I start my day with joy, when I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. I feel that sweet release. Do you have anything you need to talk about on this?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then what you got to say about this?
Well, you know, I think that whenever I start my day with joy, and then I start my day with peace, and I feel this sweet release, it kind of makes me want to move, shake my knees, and then I just don't know what to do. Can you mash potato? The peace and the mashed potatoes? But that's what life is supposed to be, right?
I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. I feel that sweet release. I I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. I feel that sweet release.
Yes, yes. Good morning. Good morning. Love, peace, joy. That's what we're here to start. Who wants some love? Peace, joy. Woo! All right. Good morning. Good morning here in house. People online. It's so great to see everyone. In fact, those of you that are with us online have the benefit of letting us know who you are and where you're from. So please do that so we can include you in the community and make sure that we are part of the conversation, part of the peace, joy, and love in the room. My name is Karen Cleveland. I'm a minister here with Center for Spiritual Living, and I use the pronouns she, her. Here at Center for Spiritual Living, if you have not been here before, or if you have, we are a community that is dedicated to inspiring others to find out more about your greater potential and connection with something greater than yourself. So we want to offer teachings and talks that inspire you to try things out and see what fits for you. That's what we love to do. We want to help you create and have an experience of peace, love, and joy that you want to have. I want to point out that we do have new cards in the seat backs for those of you in house. If we don't have your up-to-date email or phone number or address, please go ahead and fill those out online. There's some communications you can fill out online. You can receive weekly inspirations, updates about what's going on here, and just, again, be in community and in the know of what's going on with us. We love to include you. So with that, I would like to welcome everyone again and welcome back. Please welcome LaVon to the stage.
More in the monitor, please. Thank you. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I better beware. I think we better stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. This battle line's being drawn, and nobody's right when everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the police. 1,000 people are marching through the street. Y'all singing the songs and singing the songs and carrying the signs and carrying the signs. Mostly saying hooray, hooray for our side. I better stop. children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life. It will create. It starts out with being afraid. Step out of line, the man come take you away. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look, everybody look, everybody stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody, everybody, everybody.
I'm Abigail Schairer, and I'm the assistant minister here, and my pronouns are she and her, and it is a pleasure to welcome you here today. My talk title is Unique and Unstoppable, Celebrating Your Spiritual Rebel. So I have a story to tell you, a story about an indigenous tribe in Mexico, the Huichol people. And they have a story of the blue deer. Now, this story I'm going to talk about throughout my talk today. But it starts about a boy named Katari. Now, Katari, he was a spiritual rebel. But he didn't know it at the time. He was just like every other kid in the tribe. Now, the tribe was made up of farms people and crafts people, and he learned the crafts and he learned how to farm. But there was something inside of him that made him feel a little different. Anybody ever felt different? And so he decided he was going to meditate. And he really wanted to learn about his spiritual expression. And he had this meditation. And in the meditation, a great blue deer came to him. And the blue deer had a hide filled with stars, twinkling. And the deer came to him and said, "You are to go out into the desert and into the mountains, because you have a call." And then the deer went away. And he wakes up from his meditation and he says, "I have a call. I'm going to follow that blue deer into the desert, into the mountains." Now, his family thought he was crazy. His family was like, "Excuse me? You want to go to the mountain in the desert by yourself?" He said, "No, I have a call. I need to go do this thing." Now, I don't know if you've ever had a call or an urging to go do something inside you, but it takes courage. It takes a willingness to maybe go against what your family wants or what society says you're supposed to do, or maybe even bigger than what you think is possible is that call. This story is not just his story. This story is your story. Now, Katari comes across a pack of coyotes, a snake, and an eagle. But the first thing to know is he had a call. Do you have a call? And are you answering the call? I know each person in here does. And I'm wondering if you're willing to have the courage to answer the call. Because the first point here is that the courage to be different takes confidence. The courage to stand up and do something different or contrary to what your family says or to what society says. It takes confidence and a willingness to let go of your fears and your procrastination. So if you answer the call, you need to not let your procrastination and fear stop you. Take actions in alignment with the call and listen to the great universe that's supporting you in this call. Because you're going to have the doubts, you're going to have the fears, they're going to be there, but you step forward and you do it anyway. But are you willing to take that first step? Are you willing to get out of your comfort zone and try something different? Are you willing to follow it? So when I wanted to become a minister, I decided that was crazy. I walked into a Center for Spiritual Living in San Jose. It was the year 2000. I had just moved there in February. It was March. I start taking a foundations class in April. I'm 21 years old. I meet another friend in this foundations class. Her name is LaVon. And she and I look across the room at each other. She's got crazy red hair. And she's got all these funky earrings and cool jewelry and stuff. And we meet each other across the room, and we're like, I want to be your friend. Has it ever happened to you? This totally happened. And we took this foundations class, and we're like, we both want to be ministers. Now, I was really young, and I didn't realize that in order to be a minister in this organization takes quite a while, by the way. Because first you have to become a practitioner, and then that takes like 4 to 5 years to become a practitioner. And then when you become a practitioner, then they encourage you to be a practitioner for a while so you can really get tuned into your spiritual practice. You can get really attuned to what it's like to embody this practitioner consciousness. And then you can go to ministerial school, and that takes like 3 to 5 years in itself. And then to become ordained, that takes another, 3 to 7 years. So. And I thought becoming a minister was not for me because only the old people were doing it. There wasn't anybody my age, I'll tell you that. It takes too long, I know. It's just so impatient, but I did it anyway. But it's not something that's like an ordinary pursuit, It's especially for like a 20-year-old. They're like, you want to do what? Can you imagine the dating scene too? It's like, I'm sorry, what? You want to be a minister? I was like, do I have to be all pious? Can we talk about sex? Yes, you can, by the way. Other ministers in the room, yes. But it's a thing that's not like an ordinary profession. It's just not. And maybe you have a call like that. Maybe you want to help people transition from what we call death into the next life. Or maybe you feel called to be a caretaker. Or maybe you feel called to be a teacher of other people's kids that come with all those problems from those other people. But whatever your call is, it's unique. And it's original. And it was implanted in there. There's a seed of truth in it for each and every person. And it's needed and necessary for the entire planet to survive. And so I followed this call, and it took courage. It took courage to do something that is unpredictable. It took courage to have the willingness to look at myself, look at my own beliefs, look at my own problems, my behaviors. Oh, God. not an easy job. And it sucks because I'm still human and I still have all those things, and then I got to keep doing it. But you have your own call. Now, Katari, he went off on this adventure. He left his family, he left his village, and he went out into the desert. And as he goes off into the desert, he's walking, and he comes to a place where it's like too far to go. But every time he gets to that place where he wants to give up, he sees that deer prancing away in front of him. And he decides to keep going. He decides to keep following that vision. Now, it's hard. There's no food, there's no water. It's hard to follow the vision. But you can't follow a vision unless you have one. Now, I'm a big fan of Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, and he says that pain pushes until vision pulls. What are your pain points in your life? And have you created a vision around them? I'm talking about relationships, maybe finances. Maybe your job isn't what you'd like it to be. Wherever there's a pain point in your life, that's your opportunity to step into a vision. And if you haven't created a vision, you have nothing to follow. So you need to step into this idea of what would the vision be? What would it look like? What would it be like? If you need help, take some of our classes or look up Michael Beckwith. He's got a whole thing on visioning. To really step into what you would love, because if you don't have anything that you're going after, you're just going to be wandering aimlessly in the desert. So he follows this call, Katari, and it gets to the point where he's out of water, he's out of food, he's out of everything, and he basically falls down in exhaustion. And he says, "Help me." And when he wakes up, he's surrounded by a pack of coyotes. Now, that's a little scary. Coyotes are scavengers. He's pretty much in the depths of despair. But these coyotes actually drag him to a stream that's nearby and have him drink. And then they start bringing him food that he can eat. And they start taking care of him. And he starts learning from these coyotes. He starts learning that instead of going after things just blindly, they actually take their time. And they listen to the nudges of the nature around them. They pay attention, and they're moving easily and effortlessly. And so he learns that he has to tune in to the universe. He learns that he's part of a great ecosystem that's greater than him, and yet it's supporting him along the way. He learns to meditate, to tap into that greater awareness, put his senses beyond the one person and tune into what's around him. And the coyotes teach him all of this. And then one day, they're walking along, and there's a snake that goes out in front of him. And he sees the snake, and he's like, "Ah, snake!" And the coyotes, they just kind of dance around, and they go move on the way, and he's still stuck. And the coyotes look at him, and he looks at them, and they give this impression of like, "You gotta go with the flow, buddy." Now, I had a recent experience of this. I just came back from Arizona, from Sedona. I visited my family, whom I love very dearly, and my aunt had brain surgery, so please keep her in prayer. My Aunt Karen, she's recovering, and I would absolutely love prayers for her. And so I went to the store, and I was coming back from the store. My wife and I were in our car, and we're going down. It's a one-lane road. One lane. There's not two-lane roads. One-lane road going back to the house that we're staying at with my family. And as we're driving down the one-lane road, there's a snake across the road. And I don't mean like a little snake. I mean like a snake the entire length of the road. The whole road. And so I'm driving. Now, I am not going to run over that snake. Maybe some of you in the room might, but I am not going to run over a snake. I can't even kill a spider in my house. I mean, literally last night I saved a flying ant in my house and I escorted it outside. I'm not going to kill anything. I'm just not into it at all. And so then what do? It's like, there's a snake in the road. By the way, it wasn't going very fast. I look at my wife, she looks at me. It's like, what do? And so finally, I come up with a brilliant idea. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to off-road it. I can go around the snake and go on with our day, which is exactly what I did. But you see, whenever you have an obstacle in front of you, it presents you with an opportunity of who you're going to be and how are you going to react. It also is an opportunity for creative ideas to pop up. So my creative idea was, I don't have to limit myself to the road. I was for a while, watching the snake not move. But I finally got it. I didn't have to let it be in my way. I could go around it. So how do you look at the obstacles in your way? What is your reaction? Think about that this week when you go on through your week. Are you going with the flow? Or are you allowing it to stop you? So Katari had learned as much as he could from the coyotes, and he blessed them. And he went off more on his adventure, and he was walking through the desert, and he was sitting down for a while meditating. And he opened his eyes, and right in front of him was a curled up diamondback rattlesnake. And so he was very peaceful. He's very calm. I probably wouldn't have been. But he was. He had learned to be at peace with the universe. And the snake came up to him, and it curled itself around him, all the way around. And then it looked him right in the eye. And he looked into those black, beady eyes. And the snake said, if you want to be a new person, you have to shed your skin. You have to shed your skin. And it waited there and stared at him until he released his former self. He shed the skin of who he used to be, and he let it go. And the snake said, in order to become new, you have to have a new consciousness. And he learned from that snake that life is a continual cycle of death and rebirth, and death is not the end, it's just a rebirth into the next thing. And so every death is a renewal. It's a rebirth. So maybe you have a death that you're experiencing. Maybe you have, you lost a job, or you lost a family member, or you've lost something, a relationship. And you're in the midst of that. You have to shed your own skin and let go of that former person, because you will never be the same. If you want to move on, but that's also a rebirth into the next iteration of who you are. And the question is, who do you want to be? Who is that person? Are you willing to let go of that former self? And so Katari sits there, and he gets to the place where he releases it all. And the snake unravels and lets him go. And so then he's walking along, and he walks up to this cliff, and he looks down. He's like, oh my God, this crazy cliff. And as he's looking down over the cliff, he hears this loud noise way above him. And there's this huge eagle, and it flies down, and its big talons grab him and pull him off the cliff. And he flies up into the air, and he's freaking out. He's like, oh my God. And and the eagle says, you have to let go of your attachments in order to get a new perspective of everything. And he flies higher and higher and higher, and the eagle lets him go. And as he's flying down, he starts letting go of his attachments. He's like, okay, I guess I'll let go of my attachments. And as soon as he really surrenders, as soon as he really lets go, this big draft of wind brings him up and he's flying just like the eagle. And the eagle said, see, life supports you when you're willing to let go and surrender. Now, Buddha said that the root of suffering is attachments. So what are you clinging to? What are you attached to? And if you're willing to surrender and let go of your attachments, you might be able to get a grander perspective of what's going on. I don't know if you've ever meditated or imagined yourself above like the building and above the town, above the earth. And all the drama that might be coming on in your life, when you pull up into that perspective, it's all not very big, is it? So I encourage you to be a spiritual rebel. And this month we're celebrating Pride. We're also looking at, in our youth program, the Native American traditions. Not Native American, just Native, I should say. Native traditions. Because they're all over the world, these indigenous traditions. It takes courage to be yourself. It takes courage every time that I tell somebody that I have a wife. For those of you who are, LGBTQIA in the room, it takes courage to say I have a wife, because every time I go to the grocery store and somebody asks me about my husband or something, and if I correct them, I don't know if they're going to be judging me or hating me. I don't know if saying it here, if there's a group of you who are like, oh my gosh, she's a sinner or something. I don't know what you're thinking. But every time I come out, which is every single day, it takes an act of courage. But that's not just because I'm in love with a woman. There's so many other areas to come out. So many other areas to be myself. I freely admitted to all of you that I'm a Trekkie geek. Fortunately, there's a lot of you here with me. Thank God. And those of you who are not, that's okay. I love you too. To each his own. Live long and prosper. But we all have these things that are our own unique aspects. And when we express ourselves, it inspires others to do the same. And so when you answer the call, are you going to answer the call? And when you answer the call, something ignites inside of you. See, at the end of his journey, Katari is coming back. And just before he makes it back to his village, he sees the deer. And the deer says to him, you are who you've always meant to be. You are magnificent, unique. And who you are makes a difference in this world. You are part of the big tapestry. And you need to be that in order for everybody to thrive. And so take what you have learned and share your wisdom. And so Katari had left the tribe as a boy, and he arrived as a man and as a shaman for the community. And the tale of the blue deer is a tale they still tell today. But it's not just his tale, it's our tale too. And so remember, in order to answer the call, it takes courage and confidence to be different. So I have some homework for you. If you are going to take it on, I encourage you to. First thing to do for our first point is to make a list of 5 ways you habitually conform to others' expectations against your truth. Or do something out of the ordinary that allows you to express your own unique flair. For my second point, to follow your vision. If you don't have a vision, create a vision. Sit down and meditate, journal. What would my highest idea be? What would the highest vision be for my life? If you don't want to journal, create a vision board. Create something that is an outward representation of what is calling you from the inside. And then, if you want to get extra credit, like gold stars, you can share it with a practitioner and have them hold that in consciousness for you as well. The third thing is to go with the flow. So practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness. When you notice something that is in your way, be present. Be curious. Be creative about the opportunities. And then don't take anything for granted. For instance, if you're washing dishes, can you wash dishes mindfully? Can you find the sacredness in the mundane? And if you're willing to do that, go to our fourth point, which is to surrender. Make a list of your fears and attachments weighing you down. And then burn that list. Let them go. Release them. And at least let them know that there is something in you that is more powerful than all of those fears and attachments. And that it has the highest and greatest vision, and you are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to it. And if you're ready to do that, I think you just might be ready to answer your call. Are you willing? Yes. Are you willing? Yes. Are you willing? Yes. All right. Well, let's pray. So what I know is that there is something in me that has been implanted like the acorn of an oak tree that is here to blossom and grow inside of me and develop itself. It is my highest vision. It is the greatest idea of possibility for me. And so I recognize and know that as I step forward courageously into this vision, that the universe conspires to support me. As I speak this for myself, I speak this for each and every person here, that there is something inside of us calling, going deeper, allowing us to have confidence, courage, to step into this new way of being. I know and claim that it is what leads me. I surrender the pain and I let it go, and I declare now that I am following that vision. And I know as I follow the vision that it opens me up to new ways of being. It opens me up to new ways of seeing. It opens me up to new ways of feeling. And it opens me up to new ways to be this dance of life. And so in that, I recognize and know that I go with the flow. That this is how I know. That there is a creative expression. I ask, what else is possible? How can it get any better than this? And the universe immediately responds and shows me that I don't have to live with that anymore. That even every opportunity is a creative aspect of me, inviting me to step into a new way of being, a new way of seeing. And in that truth, I surrender and I let go of my attachments. I allow myself to soar. I allow myself to be in this place of unlimited possibility. And I say yes, yes, yes. I answer the call, and so it is. Thank you.
Isn't it funny? We constantly have to be reminded to be ourselves. like that's the one thing that, really, that's our only job this time around. So this song, I wrote this song. It's called "Let Me Live Myself Again," and I wrote this song based on a poem by Adrissa Simmons Nastili. And her poem was just filled of images of what she wanted to be. And it just was one of those poems that gave you excitement about living. And this is how I felt after I read it. Fireflies and fishes, I want a life that's so delicious. I want willows waving in the air, Italian prunes and crazy hair, and prayer of candy, icy lime. Laugh at death and flirt with time and recognize the juicy stuff. Talking smack always with love, and all my selves walking in the flow, remembering where I've been, with a cup so full that the dregs are gold. I'll be living in my heart and not my head. I want galaxies of sunshine. I want flower paper planes. I want mystery and grace to find me over and over again. Letting delight be my default, sweet comfort in my skin. Let me live myself again. Honeybees and penguins, I want a life that I can live in, with hummingbirds and tidal pools, and tarot cards, each one the fool, with velvet, yes, to perfect days, and bathe in laughter's healing rays, and walking soft beside my friends, resting well when daylight ends, and all my selves walking in the flow, remembering where I've been, with a cup so full that the dregs are gold. I'll be living in my heart and not my head. I want galaxies of sunshine. I want flower paper planes. I want a mystery and grace to find me over and over again. Letting delight be my default, sweet comfort in my skin. Let me live myself again. Teaching myself this time in love, being alive and wild in love. I want galaxies of sunshine. I want flower paper planes. I want a mystery and grace to find me over and over and over again. Letting delight be my default, sweet comfort in my skin. Let me live myself again. Let me live myself again. Let me live myself over and over and over again.
Well, I wanted to say hello to our online community. A couple of people checked in online, so I'm just going to call you out. I want to say hi to Robert from Renton, Pam from Montana, Stana from Hawaii. We have Sid, Carrie from Snohomish, Carol and Pablo from Madrid, Spain, and Anita from Texas. So, yeah, thank you. Welcome, everybody. And before I tell you about the announcements, I wanted to let you know that behind me is this lovely screen. Eventually, we're going to ask you to make a donation to this lovely organization. So if you want to consider a gift, these are all the different ways you can give. You can scan that Venmo code. You can text to give. You can give online at our spiritualliving.org website, or you can download our Seattle app, CSL Seattle app. Did you know we had one? It's been around for a while. You can download that. You can give on there, or you can just give us a phone call. But let me tell you more about our announcements. This is where the good, juicy stuff comes in. Today, we are having a sacred service fair. So basically, if you want to be love in action and you want to participate in creating community, I would encourage you to do so because we need you. And we're looking for people to help. And the way that community is by people being active in the community. So very simple. We have little tiny easy opportunities, and then we have some longer term ones too. So we have some tables downstairs. You can talk to some people who represent our different I want to say organizations. That's not it. Yeah, just volunteer communities. Committees, there we go. Committees is the word. We have lots of committees. We have different areas and opportunities to serve. So we need you. So if you want to give of yourself, we would like to say yes. And please come on downstairs and just talk to some people and find out where you can be engaged and how you can connect in the community. The second thing I wanted to mention is we're having Mindful Rhythms is happening today at 12:30 here in the sanctuary. Now, Mindful Rhythms is a drumming meditation workshop. And I don't know if you know, but every single indigenous community around the entire world, and all of us, was birthed out of one of those communities. They all drum. They all drum. And maybe you want to meditate and connect with the universe a little bit more, but like the silent thing isn't your thing. I would encourage you to come to this drumming meditation. We have extra drums, so if you didn't bring your drum, you're welcome to borrow a drum or just sit and just feel the rhythm of the drumming. So that's happening here in the sanctuary. You can find out more about it at our registration desk. Also, CBEC. Ooh, I love CBEC. How many people here have been to our CBEC All Community Camp? How many people? Okay, a lot of people. Yeah, if you want to go, you should look at one of those people raising their hands, ask them about it. I can tell you there's a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. And I am, along with Reverend Deborah Gay and Reverend David Robinson from CSL Olympia, we're co-producing the education classes, which are happening every morning, and it's based off of this book, which we happen to have in the bookstore. It's the Light Maker's Manifesto, How to Work for Change Without Losing Your Joy. Now, awesome book. Really, really powerful. You don't have to go to the CBEC camp to buy the book. I would encourage everybody to buy this book because it's really nice. And it's enforced by Brene Brown, whom I'm a big fan of. So Karen Walrond is the author, and it's just powerful. And if you want to go to CBEC, and maybe you might think that it's too much money for you, we have fundraised for people. We have adult scholarships available, and we have youth and family scholarships available. So I would encourage you, if you were thinking that that was an obstacle, to not think of it and to actually come, because we want everybody to come. It's so much fun. Games, crafts, workshops. LaVon, you're going to be there, aren't you? Yes, indeed. All right, LaVon's going to be there. Now you all have to come. All right. So is Jake. All right. So besides that, I'm like, oh yeah, and Jake. Sorry about that. I know. We also have creativity as a spiritual practice that's coming up. So this month, it's on June 20th. It'll be focusing on you as the creator and the practice of living life as an artist. So if you want to live your life as an act of creation, this is a great opportunity. So creativity as a spiritual practice is free. We'd love for you to come. June 20th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. You do need to register, though. In addition, we are having spiritual tune-up. So last amazing thing happening in this world. I love our practitioners. Practitioners in the room, can you raise your hand? Okay, look at all these practitioners we have in here today. That's amazing. So the practitioners are the people who know your highest and greatest good, and they see only your God-given potential that you are. And so all the stories and the crap that you're telling yourself, they don't even know it. All they see is the best of you. And typically, practitioners serve for free after service, but usually if you get a regular practitioner, like I have a monthly practitioner, I pay her every month to have a practitioner session. It costs money, but the tune-ups are actually donated by the practitioners. So we're having practitioner tune-ups. They're mini practitioner sessions, 15 to 20 minutes, really quick, laser amazing experience, and they're doing it for a love offering. So there's no amount of money, big or small, that they will turn away. They're gifting their services, and then the money they make actually helps them have a retreat so that they can be filled spiritually as well. So I would encourage you to sign up. You do need to register because they're going to partner you with a practitioner. We have it for both in person and online. We have practitioners serving in both areas, so please register for our practitioner mini sessions, the spiritual tune-ups. We have 60 practitioners. We can serve you all. You can all be served, and you can all have a little tune-up. You know, we get a chiropractic adjustment. This is like a spiritual adjustment. So I encourage you to do that. All right. With that said, now I'm going to shift into the opportunity for us to give. This service was provided because there's a whole bunch of people in the past who believe in what we do. And our product here is inspiration, laughter, joy, ideally an awakening for you to have your own spiritual authority in your own life. That's our product, is you having an amazing life. And we're devoted to it. And we want to be a force for good in the world. And if that's something that you believe in too, I would encourage you to make a contribution as well to our community. So if you're thinking about that, I would encourage you to put it over your heart. And maybe it's just a blessing. Everybody can give a blessing. And know that right here, that these gifts are a blessing. That they are evidence of our faith and belief. They do great work in the world. They multiply abundantly, easily, effortlessly, and often for both the giver and the receiver, which is every single one of us. And for that, I am deeply grateful. And so it is. So please come up and put, where's the offering basket? Oh, there we go. Richard is going to bring the offering basket here. So dance your offerings up here. If you gave on Venmo, bless the basket. All right, let's do this.
Beautiful, Jake. Beautiful. The band, our star songwriter and singer, LaVon. Thank you. I'm Ev Winningham, practitioner at CSL. We have several practitioners serving today. Vicky will be to my left, leading the prayer circle, hoping to serve you and support you in finding your vision, your call. Joy is over at the corner if you would like some more private session. And I'm up here. Yes, okay. So, I am very thankful for you for being here, because without you, we wouldn't have this experience. And I also want to thank the people that are behind the scenes that create this beautiful imagery and the great acoustics. Thank you. But most of all, I thank you, Abigail. I thank you for reminding us that each one of us has a vision. We have a call. We just need to listen to it. And while you were talking, I was thinking, being Greek myself, of course, I'm going to give you an ancient Greek little story. Perseus was a prince living on an island, and he had a call. He had a vision. Only one thing he wanted in life. He wanted to be a hero. So every morning he would go on the steps of the temple and listen to everybody talk about heroic deeds. One day, the king comes and says, we're in trouble. Medusa, as you call her here, Medusa, that monster that's a beautiful woman with snakes instead of hair, and anybody who sees her, who dares to see her, becomes stone, has stopped all the supply ships coming to the island, so we have no food anymore. And all the young people that have gone have not returned. So without thinking, Perseus gets up and says, I am going to kill her. So he starts walking down for about 15, 20 minutes, and then he says, wait a minute, where am I going? I don't have anything to even kill this person. I don't even know where she is. But he said that he's going to be a hero, so he keeps walking. And after a few minutes, around the bend, there stands goddess Aphrodite and god Hermes. And Hermes gives him the sword, and Aphrodite gives him the shield, so that he doesn't have to look at Medusa to kill her. He will see her reflection and kill her. And Perseus asks, how long have you been here waiting for me? And the answer was, since you were born. So know, all of us should know that our vision, whatever it is, it's God's vision, and God is waiting for us to just support us and push us to the end. Thank you.
All right, everybody, it's time for the closing sing-along, so please get up and sing along. Also, the stage is looking mighty lonely up there. Please get up there and dance. Joe, fire it up. And 1, 2, 3, go! This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine.